now progress. Your tire was on the inside.
All right, thanks for having this interview with us today. If you want to go ahead and tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Brandon Keller. I'm from KP Performance, based from Malino, Oregon. I've got into rock bouncing, I don't know, I think in like 2016.
Besides RC bouncing and other RC realms, were you into the one-to-one wheeling at all? Do you have any big full-size rigs?
Yeah, I've actually been into one-to-one my whole life. Grew up around it. All my uncles are in it. Dad has a big old mud truck. Yeah, we throw a mud bog at our house, on 2.5 acres, 2 mud bogs. You know, roughly like 500 people and 25 trucks. We don't do that anymore.
So what kind of truck did you have in the past?
I got a 79 Ford F-150 with a Dana 60 rear, on 42s, big block Ford. You know, here and there mods. It's actually torn apart right now. I actually got it when I was 14 and a half, and I've been into wheeling for like 6 years.
It seems to be kind of go hand in hand with the RC realm and the RC aspect of crawling and bouncing and everything else. Everybody's into the one-to-ones some way or another. So the RC life, other than the bounces, is there anything other that you're involved in?
I'm not involved with any racing other than the series I'm doing now. I want to get into the U4. I'd actually started building a U4 rig right now, so maybe you'll see that at Mayhem. Yeah, I'm pretty much strictly bouncer guy.
Okay.
I
go fast and throw it up the hill. Send it.
Go fast. I mean, like even when I take out my crawler, I'll bounce it. You know what I mean? But
so you do have a trail rig?
I do have a trail rig. That's actually the start of my U4. It was actually a stock SCX-10-2 deadbolt that I'm running U4 based style with it, and it's going to be SCX-10-2 axles and skid plate and transmission and yada yada.
Cool.
But other than that, yeah, I don't have a crawler just now.
Okay.
So I did.
Have you been to any major RC events?
This year is my first major RC deal.
Okay.
So running this series is most I've ever done really with RCs, other than just build them with my brother and go and beat on them and come back and try to do performance upgrades.
Okay. Are there any events that you might be interested in trying to attend, such as big ones, Axial Fest, the Proline by the Fires, even Squirrel Fest? Have you any interest in getting to go into any of those?
Yeah, actually, me and my brother are. I don't know if it's going to be a 100% this year, but we're trying to go to Tennessee for the end of the series run.
Oh.
What they run down south.
That'd be a good time.
So we're going to try to make it to that. If not, we're going to make it next year for sure. Like, definitely for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things, to go see one-to-one rock bouncing. I've been into one-to-one rock bouncing since Fat Girl was made.
Okay.
Since TC made Fat Girl, and then someone else bought, Fat Girl and changed it to whatever the name was after that. But
so pretty much the inception of bouncing.
Yeah, I've been into rock bouncing. Yeah, what was that? 08?
Yeah.
09? So around there where it kind of got a little big.
So that's kind of, you get your cues from the cage work that you guys do and the chassis that you set up.
Yep, definitely.
Okay.
But yeah, I watch all one-to-one rock bouncing videos, everyone that comes up, to see what people are building and see what TC's coming out with. I always like to kind of like he's my inspiration to my builds. As you can see, like my chassis are slicked back builds like that. So I mean, that's totally TC right there.
Well, talk about your truck. Is there anything you want to talk about? Inspirations? Well, obviously TC's inspiration, but
yeah,
anything special you did to it?
So I built my first chassis in 2016 just as shits and giggles because I liked the rock bouncer look. Then I had a Wraith back then, so it was a Wraith-based buggy, and it was a replica. It was an unfinished business replica, and I sat on the chassis for a year before I even put it together, and got it put together and went and ran the first race of this series this year and did not do good whatsoever. So I went back home, did some little bit of modification to it, took it again to the next race. It did a little better, but didn't do good. So told my brother on the way home, because we got like a 3.5-5 hour drive depending on where we're going to go to the races, and that I was going to build another buggy. And he just, he thought I was just joking and shits and giggles like normal. And I got home, started building a new buggy, and there was 4 requirements that I told myself I had to do on my new buggy. It was rear trailing arms, which I rock trailing arm from 949 Designs. Lee helps my brother out on these chassis, and 120 mil suspension. I like where my links are sitting flat, but then I still have a good amount of drop. The other thing is I gotta have a stretched rig. I'm not gonna tell you my how much she's stretched, but it's quite a bit overstock. And the other thing that I recommend is running a steel front housing and a plastic housing in the back with beef tubes. More weight up front to keep that rear end down. I mean that front end down on the hillside, and that lightness on your rear. So when you hit a ledge, it might buck your truck up, or something like that along those lines. Right. Cut boggers are number one thing. I don't have them on here because I'm running rocks. But
okay,
it's about all you're gonna learn about bucking purple.
That's your go-to setup.
That's and big
Perfect.
Big KV is what you want.
So you've been part of the Pacific Northwest RC Rock Bouncing Race Series. Is this your first time running a series like that?
This is this is my first time ever running a race with an RC or even a series like that.
What do you like best about the actual competition wise?
I like showing up there and seeing some competitive people. I like seeing everyone else's builds. I like that you show up, you have to make top 10, you have to make top 5. There's no slacking. There's no you can't have your rig slacking. You know what I mean? Or else you lose your chance.
Yep.
And like I said, I drive 3.5-5 hours, so it's not worth it to me to go and not take it seriously. So
which I want to commend you guys, you and your brother both. I mean, every event is 3+ hours each way, compete for 3-4 hours, and then drive home. That's a full day. That's some serious commitment.
Yep.
To doing what you love to do.
Yeah, we don't get home till about 9 o'clock most of the time.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. You guys are long distance travelers.
Mm-hmm. And I'll let everyone know that I appreciate you guys for throwing on the event. Me and my brother like it.
Good.
We'll be there next year too. And I'm stoked. I'm running 2 for 2 right now since I debuted Bucking Purple in the race series.
Yep. And since then, you are tied for 5th place overall.
Yep, tied with my brother.
So we still got multiple events left. There's still a chance for that top 3.
Yep. And I'm looking to win the series. Let's just say that.
Aren't we all?
Not to
Right on. That's good.
Off,
that's that competitive spirit, man. Keep us driving. Make it better.
I mean, being competitive is going to make your rig a better rig, because you're going to be always trying to get the step on someone's performance. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, me and my brother, we'll go run a race, we'll come home, we add about like 3 to 4 things on our rigs before next race. I mean, like, we'll add another shock, we'll change our link geometry, we'll we'll just, change stuff like that. We might just build another chassis, for the next race, randomly like that.
It's to keep that competitive edge.
Yeah,
and be a little innovative, see what works, what doesn't work.
And I get tired with things, you know what I mean? Like, I ran a full axial. I ran a full Wraith based buggy my first couple races, and then this buggy isn't actually a Wraith based front / you could say bomber / Yeti / Ray rear trailing arm setup. So
it's definitely showing it's working.
I found out, like, well, I guess haven't really found out, but because I've only raced it twice, but it seems to do pretty good with the geometry that it has right now.
Good deal.
And I will have a brand new build for 2020. I'm already thinking about them. Well, I guess me and my brother are already thinking about them. I got some parts laying around for it too. So.
Right on. Sounds like an exciting year coming up.
Yeah, we might see the 2020 rig getting built in the next 2 months.
Cool.
Because I want to be able to test, and I want to be able to change just any flaws.
Yep. All right. Was there anything else you want to add or comment on or anything?
If you want to get into the rock bouncing RC sport, it does not take that much money to do it. You can go buy yourself a factory Wraith or even a used Wraith for $300, $350, or even $450 for an updated one. You don't need a brand new rig to go out there. You don't need a chassis. You don't need tons of money in parts. You don't need big KV. You just need good driving skill and good
We need wheel time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, it don't take the big money to put an RC together and go run this series if you really wanted to.
Right on. Well, sounds good. Well, we appreciate your time, and
yeah, thank you.
And look forward to the next series, next event.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
All right, man.